I guess we should kind of talk about what happened. There's a part of me that was like, I don't want to talk about this anymore because I'm just so sick and disgusted by it. But at the same time, that's not going to solve anything. Not talking about it is not going to solve anything. So we have to talk about what happened to Ja Morant's family and allegedly to Dylan Brooks's family as well. It's, racist, despicable, disgusting things were said. And this is, I don't know, man. Like I'm so fed up. I can't even, I just don't know. I don't know what the hell has to change. I don't know why the hell this keeps happening. It doesn't make any sense. This is 2021. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is partly why I didn't want to talk about it. I don't know what else I can even say. We've talked about this. We've had guests on the show who've talked about this. People have been affected by it. People are speaking out against it. Like, what more has to happen for these idiots to wake up and realize that they are living in a world that is so ugly and disgusting that the world doesn't want that. The world doesn't want them in it anymore. That attitude and those beliefs. And it's got to stop. It just has to stop. I don't know, man. I'm kind of rambling over nothing at this point, but.
No, you're speaking truth. Here's how I think about it. I mean, obviously, let me start off. It's fucking unacceptable. I don't know any other way to say it.
It is.
Right? But the scenario, and I'm only going to say it, like the nickel in the back thing. Like, dude. Okay. When I heard that, the level of anger that overcame me it's pretty intense, because here's how I view that. If you pull that out in a trash talking scenario, one, you thought of it. And so you're an asshole. You had to like premeditate that. If you didn't, you're an asshole racist.
Right.
Because those are things that you never say. Like, who says that unless you thought about it, which then you're like thinking of something to say the most rude possible thing to someone. You're preparing to be a giant asshole. Okay, you're an asshole. But if you don't think about it and that just comes out spur of the moment, you're a racist asshole.
Like,
and there's no getting around it for me. Like that isn't like heat of the moment, said something crazy. Like, even if that's unacceptable, you can maybe say it's a one-time thing. This saying, my kids, they heard it and they're like, what does that mean? Like, they had no idea of the connotation that it could be. So it's something that you're thinking about, right? Like that is, or if it's part of your just common existence, then you need to do something. This is not the way we treat humans, and humanity should not act like this over a freaking basketball game, dude. I mean, there are already enough things we're trying to overcome in this world. And I love sports, and I place a pretty high value on sports in my daily life, which may or may not be a problem, depends who you talk to. But this is not like, you don't need to add negativity to fun. There's trash talking, there's banter, all that is good. But when I heard the little saying or slogan, or I don't even know what to call it, racial epitaph, I guess maybe is probably the best one. I was just like, I mean, I probably would have punched that dude. And I want to applaud the fans who were surrounding that called out that behavior. I think it's sort of a storyline that hasn't been said enough.
I agree.
That it was our own fans who alerted security and got his, I'm assuming it's a him because women don't normally say that dumb stuff, got him taken out of the arena. Like, I think that's an important part of it, where there were a group of people who stood up and said, no, not in our house. We can trash talk. We can bring the heat, but there's a right and wrong way to do it. Those people need to be applauded.
They really do.
Those people need to be pulled out at half court and say, these are the fans that we like.
Yeah.
Like, let's get those five people.
Rather than kind of, I don't want to say glorifying, but rather than publicizing all the negative, I think there is probably some benefit to publicizing the good side of it too, which it doesn't happen very often, especially here in Utah. So I think that's probably a good idea. And I mean, there was some fun stuff going on with Ja's family. Like, they were buying each other beers, and it just is awful. Like, I saw tweets from the game where the people sitting next to him were buying him beers, and they were having a good time. And then you got these people who just take something good and they ruin it. And I don't want to say that this is uglier than everything that's going on around the NBA with fan behavior, but it feels more personal. Even though, like, I cannot imagine being a person of color right now. I cannot imagine, because the way I feel and the anger I feel and the hurt I feel, and I'm a straight white man, dude. Like, this world was meant for people who are like, it's just like laid out for us, essentially. I cannot imagine being a person of color, because the way I feel right now is just, I can't even describe it. And like I said, I couldn't even enjoy the Game 2 win because of this. Like, I was so upset. Now, imagine if it directly affected me or you or anyone listening or watching. So just try and put yourself in someone else's position for a minute. Stop saying racism doesn't exist. Stop trying to downplay these garbage people and these garbage takes and these garbage outlooks on life. And let's start making these people ashamed to show their ugliness in the light of day, because I'm sick of it. And I all summer long, when we didn't have sports last year, we were talking about stuff like this. And I know it was never going to end, but I didn't think it would be this ugly again this soon.